friends, Cassie here. I'm showing you this month's family craft. We're gonna be making sock owls. Keep watching to learn how to make this at home. Make sure you register to get your craft kit. So once you're ready to make your owl, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is cut out all of your little felt pieces. So we gave you this template to know what's the easiest way to do your cuts. But if you don't want to use this, feel free to do however you like. So I already cut my pieces. I have my feet, I have my wings, the big part of the eye, the little part, and our beak right here. I find it easiest to use washable marker to trace the felt to cut, because if you try to use pencil or crayon, it's not as easy. So once you have all of your pieces cut, you can glue down the smaller eye circle first, but I kind of like to wait till towards the end so I know exactly how I want the placement. But you will want to do your wings. That's what these are. So as you can see, there's some little marker lines on here. So this is going to be the inside of my wing, and we want to essentially just glue these two pieces together just like that. So I'm going to take my hot glue and put a little dollop and then just pinch them together like so to make this little wing shape. So you're just going to do that on both wings. You don't have to do this step, but I think it makes it look a little more realistic, a little more wing-like when it's on the side of your owl. So I just did those two, and I'm gonna put those to the side to let them cool down. So I have our sock here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it right below the heel. So all of your socks are going to be different colors, but this kind of gives us a good lining. You want to cut right along that edge of that heel color, like so. Very nice. And then we need to fill our sock. So I like to use a I like to use a cup to kind of help roll my sock over. I think this cup is going to be too big for this size of sock though, so let's see. Oh, not too bad. Okay, and we're going to take our rice and we're going to carefully put it in the sock, and then let's see, is that enough rice? No, I can use all of it. I wasn't sure on the measurements, so I just kind of eyeballed it, but I think that works out well. So I put the rice on the bottom, and then you kind of want to squish it down a little bit because this is the bottom of our owl. And then it should be filled about halfway, a third of the way. You definitely don't want rice all the way to the top. So as you can see, my rice is all down here. And then I'm gonna take our fill and carefully put it inside on top of the rice. And once that's there, you're just gonna kind of try to give your owl shape. I'm gonna put a little bit more fill in here, just like so. And I think that's a pretty good body shape. I don't want the stuffing all the way to the top. So as you can see, I have a good like 1/2 inch for the top of the stuffing to the sock. And that's because you're gonna try to fold over the edge a little. You can always hot glue it if it's not staying. I think that's what I'm gonna end up having to do. Because pretty much we're gonna, hold on a second, let me figure out how this looks. Be back in 1 minute. Okay, I just had to look at my sample to make sure I was doing this right. So you're gonna hot glue the two corners like this to make the ears. So I do think I'm going to try to use the hot glue to fold the edges down. You definitely want your adult to do this part because hot glue is hot and it can burn your fingers if you get on it. So see how I did it towards the edge, just very lightly, and rolled it down. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So you're just doing your corners like so, because it'll just give us that unfrayed look. I'm going to do this side as well, and then carefully roll it down. Try not to burn my fingers. If you're good at sewing, you could always kind of do a quick stitch, but I am not good at sewing, so that's why I use hot glue. Okay, so I have my edges rolled down on the corners, and like I said, you don't have to worry about doing that for the center, sorry. You're just focusing on the edges. And then now we're gonna glue our pieces together. So I'm doing a little dollop, and I'm making an ear. So I put my hot glue kind of a little further down to make my ear shape. Let's move these out of the way. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So right where I had rolled over the sock, I'm putting my dollop there. And then, ow, got hot glue on my finger and it hurts. And making my second ear. Okay, I think that looks good. And now for the center part, you kind of push you want to decide which way you want the front of your owl to be. So I kind of like this side. So you're gonna push it in like so, and then kind of pull it down to make a little arrow. Well, not arrow, triangle. That's what that word is. So I kind of like that little frayed edge. If you don't, you can kind of do that whole rolling tip we did for the corners, but I'm gonna put my hot glue in the center there and then carefully pull it and then push down. Make sure it stays put. And you can always kind of finagle with it if you need to, but I think that looks good. I like that it rolls up a little because I feel like it looks like a little hair tufts rolling up like that. That's just me personally. Okay, so my sock is all glued closed. So now I'm just kind of squeezing to shape it. I like that shape. I think it works. Okay, and now we need to just put our felt pieces on. So first, I'm gonna see where I like the feet. I think that looks good. You can kind of see them a little bit from the top and the side. So I'm gonna just put some hot glue along the bottom and then place my owl. There we go. So it's kind of right in the center. It's just so its feet stick out and you can see it. I'm gonna tilt it this way so you can kind of do the eyes. So I think what I'm gonna do first is place the eyes before I glue them to make sure I like how it looks. So your bigger piece is gonna be sticking off the sides. So keep that in mind when if you use my template, the bigger piece, the bigger circles stick outside of the owl's head. So I do like that right there, and I do like the smaller placement. So I'm gonna glue down my smaller circles first, just because I think it's gonna be easier. Trying to make them centered. But again, you can kind of do this however you like. If you want your bigger pieces to be smaller so that they fit fully on the owl's head, go for it. And I'm gonna place my googly eyes. And these are the ones that have the sticky backs. So you should be able to peel them off. If not, you can always just, you know, put a little dollop of hot glue under it as well. Okay, let's get this piece peeled off. There we go. Okay, I think that looks good. Again, I'm gonna shape my owl, figure out where I want the eyes to go. I think that looks good. And then I'm only gonna put hot glue on one side of it because, like I said, it hangs off the side. And then that way we don't have hot glue just dripping down. 1, 2, okay, just like so. And you can always kind of squish it into the shape you want it to. I got a little hot glue sticking off there, so I'm just peeling that away. Now I need my beak, and that's gonna sit right there between the eyes. So I'm just gonna put some hot glue on the edge there. Like so. You can pull the strings away once they dry. And now finally my wings. So you want it about halfway down the body. If you can feel where your rice and the polyfill meets, that's about where you want the wings to go. So you can either put them, you know, side by side like this. You can have them go forward a little, back a little. I think I'm just gonna have them sit to the side. So you're gonna put some glue and then put it on the sock like so, just like that. I think I actually want to put a little extra under here. I think it came undone a little. So, okay, now this one. Let me make sure it's about even. Some glue. There we go. And I'm gonna just put a little more down there as well. Make it nice and secure. Okay, there we go. And then once these are glued down, you can always kind of flip it up a little, you know, pinch them a little bit more to give it a little more shape. Actually, let me glue this down just a little. Let it dry. And our owl is complete. There we go. And here is our final product, our little owl friend. I think he looks pretty cute. Like I said, you can always kind of fix the wings, make them look however you like, and squish them to give them the shape you want. I hope you have fun making this at home, and make sure you register to get this craft kit. Have a nice day. Bye.